Hey, you guys. You have to pardon me. I wanted to wait for it. I want to take a selfie. Ah, darn it. Who knows how to work Android? Okay, here we go. Ready? Everybody wave. Awesome. All right. ShipIt Live. I think it's awesome that so many of you came in. Maybe you just came in to get a beer. Did they serve beer before you came in? Ooh, God, oops. All right. So I'm going to explain what ShipIt is. Who knows what ShipIt is? It's a lot of you. Okay, good. For the ones that don't, I'll make it quick. ShipIt is a quarterly innovation exercise that we run at Atlassian. We've done it now for probably about 8 years, I want to say. We're up to ShipIt 25. No, maybe 6 years, 7 years. And we run it every quarter. Everyone in the company is basically invited to participate. This is basically how it works. At 4 o'clock on a Thursday, ShipIt begins. You have until 4 o'clock on a Friday to work on whatever you want. The only requirements are that up front you specify what you want to do with a shipment order. You need to demonstrate what you've built to other Atlassians. You've got 5 minutes to do it. We're going to shorten that to 3 minutes today. And then at the end of your project, you have to document what you've done with what's called a delivery order. And we use Confluence to do that. So we've got a really great system for sort of documenting what we intend to do. We do it. We show our peers what we've done. And then we document what we did. And basically, it's fair game on what you want to work on. You can scratch an itch. You can fix something that's been bugging you. You can do the impossible, things that other Atlassians have said that's not possible to do or it's really hard to do. It doesn't necessarily need to be product related. Some of I think the most interesting innovations just in business process or in even some of our internal systems have come out of ShipIt projects where people are like, man, it's really hard to book a conference room. When you go up to a conference room, it's really hard to see who it's booked. I want to build a little app that sort of displays conference room availability on an iPad. That was a ShipIt project that we now have around all of our offices. And it's just a great way to kind of spike innovation. So it's something that we care deeply about. A lot of the features that probably you know and love in our products were born out of ShipIt projects. It's something that we highly encourage you to sort of try in your own companies. You can start small and hopefully grow it, but it's a big part of our culture and who we are and how we build and ship products. So this is actually a picture of one of the first ShipIts. And there's actually some people that you might recognize. If you met Edwin, who works on Jira Service Desk, Edwin is over there on the far right. Dylan Hansen is there from the Bitbucket team. So you see some early Atlassians that are there. This is a recent ShipIt. And so we still do it company-wide. This is a ShipIt in Sydney. I don't know which one that was, probably 20 or 21. And so they've grown, and we still do them every quarter without fail. Big deal for us. So we're going to do one here. This is a live reenactment. There are 6 Atlassians that have worked on ShipIt projects, and they're going to give you demonstrations. This is a competition, and it's one that we care deeply about. The rules are you got 3 minutes. We're going to vote at the very end after we've seen all the projects, and we're going to declare a winner. The winner, of course, probably dances a jig and celebrates, but they also win the very coveted and very rare ShipIt Champion t-shirt. Remember, there are only 25 of these in existence, so we're going to give somebody one today. And then I also brought a bottle of champagne somewhere. I might have left it back there, but we're going to give them a bottle of champagne. This is how voting is going to work. We're going to use a service called Poll Everywhere or Poll Anywhere. And so we want you to vote with your mobile phones. And that's easy for the locals because you simply text the number 22333. And then the message of your text, you will write ship 1, ship 2, ship 3, ship 4, ship 5, or ship 6. Doesn't need to be all caps. So just ship and then the number corresponds to the people and the projects that you're going to see. We'll show this slide later. For the international folks that are out there that have international long distance or international roaming, you can pull up pollev.com/AtlasConf, and it's a very simple thing to click. Don't click it now because you only get one vote, and it will not let you vote twice. So you don't have to do that now, but be at the ready for when we come back. So without further ado, these are your contestants. First up, and we're going to bring them all up simultaneously, so hold your applause. Chris KIEHL hails from the Confluence development team, leads a big chunk of it. Chris, go all the way over. We've got Marcus Bertrand, support on the Bitbucket team. Tim Pedersen, who's in our development ecosystem team. Mark Halverson in our marketing engineering team. Dennis KVDM in our support innovation team. And Shiab, of course, with Jira Service Desk. These are your contestants. Chris is going to go first. Woo! Chris is going to go first. He's going to queue up his slides. And when you're ready, say ready. Good luck.
Okay. I'm going to talk today about the Confluence Notification Power Pack. Who here is a Confluence user? Hands up. Yeah, that's about like half of you guys. Nice. So you guys might have noticed that sometimes Confluence sends a little bit too many email notifications. So I want to talk today about a particular example. So when you have a person edit a page, say like a few times consecutively, like make 3 edits, edit image, add another image, what happens is that you actually get 3 email notifications for each of those edits, and you get another 2 email notifications for those attachments that have been added. Well, we fixed that for you. Let me show you how. So basically, we have an example here where we have an existing page. We go in there, edit it, edit the headline, edit the image, put an image in there, a bit of text, and so we think we're ready, save it. We go back because we have to make a few changes. Add another headline, add another bullet point, save that page because we're done. We're like, no, we're not quite done actually. Let's go back, make another change. So we have our 3 edits there, and we added an image. So let's see how that looks like in an email notification. So we get one single email notification, and if you look at the content of that email notification, what you will see is that actually the 3 edits, you can actually see the diff between those 3 edits from the first to the third in one email, and you didn't get a single notification for the attachment that's been added. Is that a good win? Okay. So that was by Thursday, 6 p.m., so we had 12 hours to go. So we were like, screw it, we're going to do one more thing. And then we were like, 4 devs, 12 hours, we're going to do 6 more things. So this is it. Mentions on the page, you get an email notification that looks like this. It says, you got mentioned on the page. But where on that page? I want to know where. We fix that for you. Now you get an excerpt which actually shows you the context where you got mentioned. Another thing, move storms. Those crazy guys on a Friday afternoon cleaning up your space, moving around 200 pages. You get 200 emails. You know that? You know that? You've seen that before? Yeah, I see notes. Basically, we brought it down to one email. So if one person moves unlimited number of pages consecutively, you only get one email notification. Also, we looked at the UX. It's a bit clumsy, it's not as flexible, so we changed it for you. So now you can actually configure your email notifications to go to different channels. You can say, I want my mentions on HipChat, I want my notifications for shares or my SMS or whatever, right? So you can really control where your notifications go. But not only that, we also made the page to load 10 times faster after you save, because we changed how email notifications are rendered. We use far less memory, and I actually looked it up. We addressed about 200 plus votes, more than 20 issues, and this is all for you guys. So, you're probably all thinking, when am I going to get that? Well, it wouldn't be ShipIt if you wouldn't ship it. So, mentions excerpts, going to ship in 5.2, faster page load time, already shipped in 5.3, going to ship in 5.4, and there's more stuff to come. Thanks, guys. Vote for Notification Power Pack.
All right, we realized we were blocking the screen halfway through that. So get up here, Marcus. Marcus, we've set the clock for 3 minutes. Bitbucket in-app payments. You say when you're ready.
Ready. So I worked on in-app payments for Bitbucket, along with Nick Venegas of the Bitbucket team. The idea was to try to improve the notification, payment, and upgrade process in Bitbucket. Before I show you what we did, let me kind of show you about why we thought this was a worthwhile endeavor. So say you have this awesome little team that you've started, and you're going to make a My Little Pony app. It's going to be awesome. You are really excited about it, so you get 4 more of your friends involved on Bitbucket. So you're still at the free tier. Everything's working out great. Your team's out there, they're coding, they're working on it, they're pushing things back into Bitbucket. So now you said, I want to get this done a little quicker, so I'm going to add a 6th person. So you've added them, and now you don't see anything. No warning. You're like, cool, maybe I get 6 people for free. That's probably not the case. So now all your devs are seeing this awesome message. You're locked out of your repos. People are a little upset. So now you go and you look in your team and you see that it says it's time to upgrade. Well, that would have been a useful message up front, but all right, cool, I'm game. Go ahead and click the blue button. I'm being redirected. Now I'm going to a form, another form, another form.
Ain't nobody got time for that.
Exactly. So we can do better, and I think we did. So I want to show you in-app payments for Bitbucket, and show you a short video and kind of walk you through how it works now. So now you go, add your 6th person, click add. You're immediately given a warning. So you can click cancel, or you can go ahead and add them. And now instead of being redirected through 1,000 different screens, you have one. Fill in your details, put in all the blanks, click upgrade, wait for the payment processor. All these things take time. Done. Your nice green message says it's done. Now you can add your 6th developer. No more warnings, no more read-only, no more banners that you didn't see. It's just done. And now you can obviously refresh it and see that it's been updated. So really hope that that gives kind of everyone the impetus to say,
Shut up and take my money.
So thanks, everyone. I worked on this with quite a few people from our internal teams at Atlassian. They've been working to improve the payment process for a lot of our applications and our services. And this is just one of the fruits of that labor. Thank you.
Remember, first project, Chris's, was Ship 1. That was Ship 2 for voting. Next up is Ship 3, Tim Peterson with our development ecosystem team. Come on up, Tim. You say when you're ready.
All right, hi everybody. I'm Tim. Our ShipIt project was actually based on a similar problem to Chris's with Confluence, but instead relating to Atlassian Bamboo's somewhat overwhelming notifications. Are there any Atlassian Bamboo customers out there? Fantastic. And keep your hand up if your inbox sometimes looks a little bit like this. So if you end up using Bamboo for a while and following multiple projects, sometimes your inbox will start to resemble a spam sandwich. Now, in my time as an engineer, I've seen multiple different build systems, or different ways of notifying people that they've broken the build. Things like lava lamps that glow green if the build is successful, or red if it breaks. Human-engineered build systems that involve shooting Nerf darts at the person who broke the build until they fix it. Even a silly hat for the build breaker to wear until the build goes green again. More recently, we've had Atlassian HipChat Bamboo integration. Now, this actually works pretty well, but for the purposes of a ShipIt, it's not really over-engineered enough. Finally, there's wallboards, which are great. They sit in your team space and tell you which builds are red and which builds are green. And you kind of work on them until you've got them all in that pretty green state. But is it sexy? Not really. I think we can do better.
Introducing 3D wallboards powered by Bamboo and 3JS. Here's what our board looks like with 5 green builds. If you're a developer, these green lights should fill you with a warm, gooey sense of well-being. Your test cases have run, your continuous deployment jobs have completed, and your build scripts have all exited with nice, round zeros. Everything is right with the world. Then, an intern merges a feature into master. And your team lead commits a snapshot dependency. Then QA decides to put IE7 back into the test matrix. Chaos reigns supreme. But the team knuckles down, and one by one, the builds go green again. But it takes more than just green builds to ship great software. What about our Jira Agile gadgets? A burn down chart is a tool used by team leads to determine whether their team is going to complete a sprint. Why is it called a burn down chart? You might think it's because the number of story points burn down as developers complete them. Wrong. It's because when the line drops below the target, it sets on fire. And what about our story point forecast? If our projections are less than what we've scheduled, shouldn't we increase the pressure a little? Now we simply combine these widgets together, sprinkle on a little drag and drop magic, and damn if that isn't a sexy wallboard.
Thank you very much.
That was great. That was Ship 3. Our next contestant, Dennis. Oh, is it you? Who is it? Is it Dennis or is it Mark? It's Dennis. Dennis KVDM. From out Vandermeer. Come on up, Dennis. Are you ready?
I was born ready.
Good luck.
At least I look like it. Sup, y'all? I'm Dennis, aka Dutch, aka D-Money Rock the House. Welcome. I'm a developer community champion here in San Francisco. I'm coming from the Netherlands. That's why I look so weird. So ShipIt has a few things. Jay explained it very nicely, but it doesn't explain that you always have to outswagger the next person next to you, which is what I'm doing. So it's also about scratching itches. Atlassian spends about 300 million a year shipping packages. That's kind of a fake number. I kind of made that up. But what it is it's basically, I can tell you, a lot of packages that are being sent. So I've been looking into this, and the packages are mostly sent between our offices, and they're not this big. They're usually small. They're like T-shirts or hard drives, and they can fit into your luggage. So what I made was Atlassian ShipIt. So I'm going to run you guys through a short demo. So here we have a site up that has the complete Atlassian design guidelines. You can see here the flights of all the Atlassians that are flying everywhere. You can filter down, for example, from San Francisco to Amsterdam. We're going to select Jeremy Largeman because I want to send something over. So we can actually see what is, where he's going to and when. So we click the button for sending something over. It already pre-fills an email. And you can ask him whatever you want to basically ship. And then you send it. So we've still had kind of some time left. So we also made kind of like a thing where you can check, like, okay, who's flying where? So you can check, for example, incoming and outgoing flights. You can also have a complete REST API. I mean, you have time left anyway. So you can check and basically integrate this with other products as well. And after that, we also still had time to make a full admin backend. So we can actually show you that this is quite legit. It's not just fake data. So I'm not sure who watched the end of the Breaking Bad season. If Heisenberg would have had something like this, it might have worked out completely different. So some of the tools that we used, mostly Django. From the Atlassian design guidelines, we used the Atlassian UI Flatpak. It's awesome. I recommend on using it. We hooked it directly into Egencia, which is what we use for our flights. So with all of this combined, it kind of worked. But that's not all. For some of the people in our office who aren't always that good at starting a project, we made the AUI skeleton, which basically gives you a way of quickly bootstrapping and maybe ending up here on stage someday. We'll see about that. Thank you.
All right, let's see who's next up. Confluence whiteboards with Shihab Hamid. Good luck.
Hey guys, how many of you guys out there really, really hate meetings? I'm surprised that not everyone's hands up. There must be some managers in the audience today. Now, I used to think like this, actually. I used to hate meetings. But these days, we've actually got really cross-functional teams coming together. So we've got people from design, marketing, software development, engineering, QA, all coming together, huddling around a whiteboard, coming up with cool, crazy ideas, ideas that will take over the world. Now, what happens is they huddle around this whiteboard, and their ideas after the meeting, they actually end up staying on the whiteboard and not somewhere where you can actually share with your meeting notes. So this is a problem that I've experienced day to day, and I'm sure you guys can relate to. Now, this is a pain in the ass because it actually takes more steps than you think. First up, you've got to open your camera app on your phone. You've got to get that right, perfect angle. Then you've got to open your photo up again. Then pick it, select it, go and email it to yourself. And then once you've emailed it to yourself, you have to go and open it up on your desktop and then download it again. And once you've downloaded it, only then can you paste it into Confluence. And then it's available for your team to share. So what we've done in ShipIt is we've tried to take this process and turn it on its head. Now, I'm going to try something here. I'm going to give you guys a live demo of what we've built. So we'll just see if we can switch to the phone. Hold your breath, guys. Woo! We're there. So this is what a page looks like in Confluence Mobile. So if you open up any page using Mobile Safari, you'll get a view like this. So you can see I've got meeting notes for the Summit ShipIt Live. Now, one of the things you'll notice is on the top right-hand corner, there's a camera icon. Now, if you tap this camera icon, you get the option to take a photo or choose an existing one. Now, which one do you guys want to do? Take a photo. All right. Guys, let's see how this goes. All right. Everyone jump up. All right. So I can use that photo, and then I'll get a prompt. So I can upload it to this page or as a comment. So in this case, let's quickly add it as a comment. And if the wireless is working, yes. So you can see the photo that we've just taken of you guys looking fabulous, absolutely fabulous. Now that's not it. There's one more thing. This is actually built on HTML5 technology. So you don't need to download any special app to get this. It works on iOS 7 or on Android. Just point your web browser there, and you'll get the camera icon. Thanks, guys.
Good job. We had a technical glitch with slides. So let's see, are we going to queue up? Are we going to queue up Marks?
This is a huge bummer because I had a really funny video before this that they lost. So I want an extra minute. All right. So basically, what my project was called Teaching at Scale. And the lead into this was that people can get hit by a bus. There's 278 people hit by a bus each year. And the reason you should care about that is because people know stuff. And we feel that people should share that knowledge. This person, for example, knows how to do custom forms in Jira. Pretty smart guy. And we feel like he should share that knowledge with other people. Because when you share knowledge, that's the way you can come to a shared understanding, and knowledge doesn't die with you when you get hit by that bus. Unfortunately, when you're teaching, it's a bottleneck because one person is teaching other people, and he finds himself repeating himself over and over and over again. And that's a problem. So the reason that we started this project is because we feel that sharing knowledge is important, but it isn't always easy at scale. So that's why we started the project. So how is it possible to teach at scale? How can we make this better? Well, the logical thing to do is to start creating documentation. So write it all down, and that way you can share that documentation with multiple people, and they can all learn from one bit of effort. Now, we took a step back and thought about that, if you're writing stuff down, you're basically creating another bottleneck because you're creating all the documentation. Now, if you've learned something and you're trying to share it with someone else, odds are that documentation already exists somewhere because you've learned it. But really what you need to know is, what did you do to learn that? So this person that learned how to do custom forms in Jira, he might have watched a YouTube video, then read a page in documentation, then did a tutorial, then followed that up by reading another page. So really, what he wants to do is organize that into a series of steps, organize that existing content into a series of steps, so he can lead a person to understand the same knowledge he's trying to convey. So that's how we think we can teach at scale. So now, what did we create for ShipIt? Well, I would like to introduce you to the Atlassian Holistic Content Creation Utility, also known as ACHU. What was that? God bless you? Exactly. We want to make spreading knowledge as easy as it is to spread germs. So what it does is it takes a holistic view of learning. Basically, you can't learn about the whole of something unless you understand all the parts of it. Now, to understand all the parts, you have to take advantage of the fact that learning opportunities exist everywhere, but currently they exist in silos. That's the content part. But what we know, because based on the how section, is that repeatable steps are the quickest way to lead to a shared understanding. So what you really want to do is organize all the content that lives in these various silos into a set of repeatable steps. Then augment that information where necessary if you want to hammer home a certain point. But basically what you're doing is creating a bundle that consistently leads to shared understanding. Now, we called it a utility because we want to make it so simple that everybody can use it. So you can create this bundle, share it with one person, then that person can share it with the next person. That's how knowledge spreads, and that's how you can teach at scale. So what does it look like? Well, it looks a lot like Confluence, but instead of creating content, you're curating content. So when you click the Curate button, it brings up a dialog and allows you to create a course. So creating a course, in this case, we're going to create customized Jira forms. We're going to add some lessons to that. When you click Add Lesson, you're able to add content from various different sources, whether it's documentation, videos, interactive tutorials, whatever you want. So for this tutorial, we're going to add a video, which is just coming from YouTube, and then we're going to add an external link. So this is just a page on our documentation site about custom fields. So we'll add that. And then we're going to add an interactive screenshot tutorial. So this interactive tutorial basically walks you through the screens and steps to learn how to do this. So here we've created a bundle of learning of 3 steps that was previously in various silos. So now that we've created that, how do we use it? Well, you click Embed Code, and it brings up a dialog that lets you copy and paste a small snippet of HTML that you can put anywhere. So you can take that, and we see a lot of ways that we could use this. I'm going to walk through one of them. So let's say we embed a course. Imagine that you're on answers.atlassian.com and someone has asked the question, how do I customize Jira forms? Well, in the past, you would have had to write an answer saying, watch this YouTube video, then read this document, then do this tutorial, then read this other document. Now you can just simply drop that tutorial in as your answer. When they click on it, it brings up a light box that walks them through those exact steps that you just created. And after each step, it congratulates them and moves them on to the next step. Here they're reading a document, they scroll to the bottom, congratulations, they move to the next step, do the tutorial. And when they're done, they simply close the dialogue and go back to what they were doing before. There's a little tick mark next to that indicating that they have completed this course. So if they find this course anywhere else, they'll already know that they've completed it. But they've already learned this information. So to recap what we did, basically why we believe that sharing knowledge is important, how organizing existing content into repeatable steps is how you can do this at scale, and finally we bring to you ACHU, where we make spreading knowledge as easy as spreading germs. Thank you.
Nice. Okay, so we are a little bit out of order, so we're going to bring you guys back up in the original order before we pull up the voting. So Mark went last, and he should have actually gone, I think on the voting system, 4th. Right?
So I was 4th?
All right, so wait, don't vote quite yet. And actually, for the votes, guys, they need to see the voting stuff, otherwise they won't know how to vote, whoever's back there. Otherwise, I'll tell you. It is 22333 is the number that you text. And then on the far left, Chris is ship one. Marcus with the Bitbucket payments, ship 2. Here we go. Tim with 3D wallboards, ship 3. Mark with content curation, Achu, is ship 4. Dennis with ShipIt, ship 5. And then Shihab with the magical wallboard photo system inside of Confluence Mobile is ship 6. So, 22333, text only once, ship 1, ship 2, ship 3, ship 4, ship 5, or ship 6, and then pullev.com atlasconf, and you can just click it. And we're going to queue 30 seconds worth of voting, and then we're going to watch the votes appear live. Queue 30 seconds. And go. With music. Oh, look at this. Notification Power Pack is out to a heavy lead. Votes are coming in. Confluence Whiteboard is gaining. Content Curation Utility in a close third coming up. All right, let's lock in votes in 10, 9, 8, 7, 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, Chris KIEHL, ShipIt Live Champion. Nice.
Yeah. Do you have to say something?
What was that? You want a speech?
No, I don't want a speech.
So you guys get an
thanks,
idea?
guys. Thank you very much, and I'm really glad you appreciate like the awesome changes that we're making to Confluence. Thanks, guys.
Awesome. Thank you to all these guys that participated. So you get an idea what ShipIt's about. We're going to close the show now. I think it's awesome that so many of you came to see ShipIt Live. There is plenty of beer and drinks and sponsors and fun outside. Did you guys have a good show at Summit 2013? Yeah? I want to see all of you back for the next one. So thank you guys. We'll see you outside.